Captain Peter Cutsey, South Korea. This is my briefing room. This is the final episode in the FMC FAIL. This will be part 8, and we have passed minimums. We decided to continue for the landing. We're in good shape, as you can see, on this non-precision localizer approach using raw data and using the autopilot. Now, we're going to execute a go-around, and remember in the last briefing video, we talked about the aircraft handling procedure, and I highly recommend that you review that aircraft handling procedure before you read off the missed approach instructions, such as, in the event of a go-around, I'll call go-around, set go-around thrust while I'm pitching up to 15 degrees, ensuring go-around thrust has been selected, and the FMA auto throttle indicating go around and the pitch mode indicating toga. So both pilots should be ensuring that. Then flaps 15. Then on a positive rate on the barometric altimeter, the first officer will call positive rate. I will, as a pilot flying, confirm the barometric altimeter that I have a positive rate and call gear up. He will place the landing gear lever to the up position. Now I'm going to track the center line until we get to 510 feet. One important thing that we've got to realize is you can't turn anytime you want to turn on this procedure. Let me show you. There's a little note, and I say little, and tiny, tiny print: turns before the missed approach point are prohibited on this approach. The missed approach point is DME 1.2 IML. And if you notice, that's where we are now. So we can turn. In other words, if we got to 510 feet, anytime after this point, we can make the turn. But now, just stepping back a bit, if we got to minimum and we ended up going around at minimum, we would have to go around straight ahead until we actually passed that 1.2 DME, regardless of our altitude. Even though we were well above 510 feet, we can't turn. So that's something that should be included in the briefing, and we'll say that we have included that in the briefing. So let's go ahead and give this a try. I'm going to be very busy. I'm the only person on the flight deck. So the first officer does have duties to do. His first duties as a pilot monitoring is to make sure that everything that I'm doing is correct with respect to the establishment of the pitch attitude, thrust, and FMA, and all indications adequate, the right calls, the right time. Once he's assured of that, he's got 3 things to do. Number 1, he's got to cycle the frequencies back to the VOR. They're already in standby, so that's number 1. Number 2, select the EFIS panels, on both EFIS panels, the VOR mode. And remember, we're in the approach mode, so we've got to go to the VOR mode so we've got the right picture. And number 3, set both quartz windows to 040 degrees. And this missed approach is straight ahead to 510 feet, left turn, intercept at 040 degree radial to 2,800 feet, left turn, direct the VOR, enter the hold, inbound 264, right-hand pattern. We're awfully close to the VOR in all these maneuvers. And by the way, the airspeed, we have airspeed restrictions. A maximum 210 knots to follow the 040 radial. And then in the climbing turn, climbing to 2,800 feet, then a left turn, maximum 220 knots. Those are the restrictions. So we'll be well under that if we leave our flap extended until the turns are made. And that's a good thing to think about. At least we can start cleaning up a little bit as long as we don't exceed those speeds. Okay, all set, let's do it. Go around. Go around thrust is set, flaps 15. So we've done everything we should be doing, and we are out of 2,800 feet, as I was mentioning, just coming into the 040 radio. So we'll just continue our turn. Once we go through the 040 radio, we'll continue the turn to the left all the way around to go back directly to the VOR. And we can actually start cleaning up. We're well under the 210 and 220 knot restriction. Leveling at 6,000. Asking the first officer to set the courses, windows to 264 in preparation for the holding. So here we are, we're coming up fairly close at 1.9 DME, and the pointer is off to the left. And so rather than follow the pointer, we'll maintain this heading and then start turning right and go into a right-hand turn and a parallel entry and join the holding pattern. And of course, we've got the to do the after takeoff procedure, which is done, of course, by the pilot monitoring when the flaps were up and the lights were out. And he did that. And of course, the checklist would come later when we're not busy. So there you have it. That was the go-around procedure. And as you could see, things happen very fast. As far as being out of 500 feet, we were out of 510 feet very quickly. So fly the airplane, do it together as a team, and the pilot flying focuses on one thing and one thing only, and that's flying the airplane because he's busy. And the pilot monitoring has got to do a lot of things. And his first duty is to the pilot flying to ensure that everything, the aircraft was correctly set up. And then he's got three things to do. Remember that, the frequencies, and then the EFIS panels to VOR, and then the course is set to 040. And of course, monitor the pilot flying. That's it. This finishes the part 8 parts to the FMC FAIL. I hope you enjoyed them. And if you want a briefing online, or you want to be part of my package in Google Drive, which is growing close to 130 briefings now, and close to 80 PowerPoint presentations, contact me. Thank you. Stay professional, stay passionate.